Welcome back everybody to another Warpath video. Today we got some goodies. As you can see behind me, how many gears would it take to fully upgrade a unit maxed out? How many statutes would it take to max out an officer? These are two important things to your troops: officers and modifications. Anyway guys, stick around for the video. It's a little bit long, but has a lot of good information. Watch it all and leave a comment down. Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more content. Let's get into the video. What's going on everybody? We're back with another Warpath video. Today's video, we're going to go over a little bit about how to upgrade the best way your troops. And what do I mean by that? You guys have probably heard me say that before. You probably watched a lot of videos, and some of you guys have probably tried it on your own. But nevertheless, a lot of people have questions every single day to me about what's the best unit to do, what's the best officer, what should I concentrate on, how do I upgrade it the best, what's the best way to upgrade it, and many more questions, guys. And I want to say this: I am continually learning in the game, just like everybody else is continually learning in the game. However, this channel brings a platform that everybody can bring something to. By that I mean, if you guys submit to me a video, if you guys hit me up on Discord or send me a mail and say, hey, I have a video, I have a spreadsheet, I have pictures, I have something that will help out the community, I will put your name and your information on this channel so that everybody can benefit from it. I don't care about the pride of having all of the information. I just want to help the community. Okay guys, so the comments that you leave, even correcting me, are great. I truly appreciate them. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys and all the help that you guys do by coming to the channel and really boosting up the community. Okay, because there are a lot of people that have questions. There are a lot of people that have downloaded it for the very first time. There are some people on here that know way more than me and many others, and they can bring a lot more help. So with that being said, let's get into it. So I have broken down one of my units right here, okay, and I'm going to drag it over here so that you can see. This is a 7-star, okay, this is a 7-star Churchill, okay. Regardless of what unit, I'm just bringing this one here because I have a 7-star. Now I have a 7-star heavy and also have a 7-star rocket, but needless to say, this is a 7-star. Now as you can see, it looks very weak right here. Look at this, 12k power, that's it, because it has nothing on it. 12k. So what effect do I have from, let's say, parts, right? So if we go to parts, all these parts I have, right? Let's take the unit and let's put some parts on it. Now, I am not going to put any gold parts. I'm still working towards a lot of my gold parts, but I have some of the best silver. And what do I mean by that? Let me show you. So if I put this one on and I click switch and I go to Liberty units, the 3-inch howitzer, which this is a gold, 2 silvers, and a bronze. The 3-inch howitzer is the best as far as can be before the gold, okay, and that's the one that I just put on. Now I know because I went and made the blueprints. Every one of these that I'm putting on right here, the 10mm, the engine, and we're gonna go to these little small welding part things or whatever, they're the best that I can get into the silver realm. Okay, so with that being said, how much did that change my power? I just uploaded it. So you see, from 12k to 51.5k just in the parts. I haven't upgraded the unit, still level 1. All I did was add parts. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, what is that? 40k worth of power just in parts, but it's the best silver parts. It's not gold, but it's just the silver. All right, so let's take those and let's start upgrading it. So let me get out my calculator. So we are at 51.5. Okay. Now let's start upgrading. So you go to 10. Most of you guys will be T3, T4. So I'll stop at 60. because 60 to 80 would be the next. Nope, let's not do that one. Okay, 60. So how much did we do? So we have 156k power now. Okay, so that is a difference of 104.5k power. So before, whereas we only got 50k power out of uploading the parts, now just boosting it up, we have 104.5. But let's redo the math. So 51.5 is what it was, right? And let's get into more upgrades. So let's take it to the next tier, which would be 80s. Now most of you guys are going to stop here because you have T4. You're going to be working towards your T5 research, right? Which, you know, costs quite a bit, but you're going to be working towards that bit. But you're most likely going to be at this 80 tier right here if you've just began the game. So now you're at 196, right? So that is 144. So it boosted it about 40 something K just going to that next tier or whatever. So now we're at 144k power that was added. So let's reset this. 51.5, and let's go back in here again, and let's go up to our next tier. So we're gonna go up to the 100, and then we're gonna push past all the way to the top of the tier, which is 120, and that's the top of your T5. To go from 120 to 200, you're going to need to unlock the last tier T6 research, okay? But with that being said, at 120, our power is now 272. So that tier quite a bit because it was 4 steps, right? So 272 is 220.5k power. So we went from just adding parts, which gave us 50k power, to adding all the way to our T5, which gave us 220k power. Okay? So, with that being said, like I said, 50k in the parts, 220k just in upgrading the tiers. Alright, so now let's take that as our basis, 272, right? And let's do some modifications. So we are going to modify everything in this first tier, and I'm going to go over these tiers first. And I share this with you guys so you guys can see how much this power really affects, or the, you know, putting this stuff onto your units really affects you. So we have this tier, which is the 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is how I'm labeling them: 4, 5, 6, and 7, just like the stars. Okay, so here we go. Most everybody's going to have the 4 tier done, so I'm just going to skip straight to the 5. I don't want to make the video too long, so you guys just bear with me. But anyway, so let's do this one. So just going up to the 5 tier, right? What did it do? 295. Okay, so it only gave me for that first initial tier or whatever, 23k power. Okay, let's go up. Our next one, let's see what this next tier. So this is a 6 tier. Okay, this is a 6 star, this is the 6 tier, and this one has quite a bit more of a jump because it's got 7 slots, more modifications that need to be done. So let's see what this one did. So see, that brought me up from an 8 to a 9. It gave me 343, okay? So now getting that one, that added another 30 something K, so that's 71k power increase in power just off of the modifications, okay? And so the next tier is the final tier. That's the 7th tier, okay? And that one, I do not, personally, do not have enough components to be able to max it out. So I cannot show you guys exactly what it's like maxed out. I will one day, but for right now I can't. So let's just go ahead and put some of these on. So if you're wondering right now what I'm doing, and I'm trying not to get too distracted, guys, but just hang with me. So this one right here is armor penetration depth. That's so that a tank can't penetrate me. I add this millimeter each time to make it thicker and thicker to where it's harder. However, it's just a heavy, it's not a super heavy. So, I mean, it's good, but it's not the best. I have these Churchills for structural damage for bases. So we have armor depth, armor penetration, and then here we have durability. Those are good, but blast damage radius, you know, for rockets and stuff. The firepower and the firing accuracy, you know, really, you know, focusing in on the unit that you're doing. Some of these are going to be better than others for me. So I like the firepower. So I'm going to get this one up to 8. And I like the firing accuracy, so I'm going to get it up somewhat. The blast damage resistance, I'm not too much worried about that at this time. However, it can be adjusted in the field or whatever. I am worried about some of the durability, so I'm going to go up to 5. My armor depth, I'm going to go up a couple. In the penetration, but I'm going to take my firepower up quite a bit. See, that next tier's really hard. We'll just do a couple blast damage, get my durability up. Okay, so I only have 868 left and not quite enough to get that next tier or whatever. Anyway, so as you can see, guys, I can't get this all the way up, but let's see what it did do. Okay, so we have 272 was my base power. Okay, and now we're at 435. So that tier did quite a bit more. Okay, so that's 163k power just in the modifications. Okay, so you guys can see that the modifications, once you get to that last tier, really start boosting up the power. Now, as you guys know, you've seen gold parts plus all the way maxing out that tier will leave you in the 600k range. I'm only in 435. So by me maxing out my modifications is really going to bring me into the 500k realm of power. So that's huge. The modifications are huge. And then putting on gold parts will ice up the cake. So yeah, so you have parts roughly about 50k, maybe 75k with some gold. You know, you have your 200 and something k power just in the tiers, and then 163k for me right now in modifications, but possibly another one. So the tier and the modifications, super important. All right, guys, I wanted to show you this real quick. This right here is with the help of BJ, my buddy. He helped me find out exactly how many components it would take. So these are the gears that are needed. So like I told you before, the T4, the T5, the T6, and the T7. All right. So the first tier is only going to take 1,020. And how do I know that? Because there are 3 different levels. So there's the 20, the 50, and the 100, and there's 6 of them total. Okay, then we have 4,500 for the next tier. That's 50, 100, 150, 200, and 250. That is 6 of them. Okay, the T6 tier, the one where you saw quite a bit of power, that's 100, 200, 300, 450, 600, 900, and 1250. That's how many components each upgrade takes. Times 6 is 22,800 total components needed. And so we have the T7 right there, which you can see is a monstrous 105,900 components, and those are the increments getting up into the 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, and 5,000 components just to upgrade. So that is huge, guys. That is 1,020 plus 4,500 plus 22,800 plus 105,900 equals 134,220 total components needed. Okay, let's put that down there. So we have 134,220. That's to max it. Okay, guys? So that's super important. All right? Now, let's go to the commanders. All right? That's the next thing that we need for our unit is our commanders. All right? So, with that being said, when you start off, you have this level right here that gives you a dead base stat of just attack and defense, right? So that just that increment goes up 17, 18, 19. As you can see over here, the top tiers, actually you can't see it. Here, let me move over a little bit. Going up all the way to 60, you get 30%. So it'll be 30% attack, 30% defense, pretty much. Those are the increments that you can get up to right here. However, the skills, you have 4 of them. Okay, and those 4 skills can be upgraded 5 times. So why is that relevant? Well, the first to second skill is 10 statues. The second to the third skill is 20 statutes. The third to the fourth skill is 50 statutes. The fourth to the fifth skill is 100 statutes. And each skill, each max skill, is 180 statutes. So that means it takes 180 statutes just to get one of them maxed out to 5. And then you have 4 of them. So that is a total of 720 statutes that are needed to upgrade these officers or whatever. And I think they're, let me see, make sure I'm saying this right. Yeah, it's a statue. Okay. Just making sure. I'm used to other games. Want to make sure I had the correct terminology. So that is how many statutes it takes. So if you guys are trying to upgrade your commanders, it's going to take 720, and you have to pick the skill that's relevant to you. So usually the first skill here is the most important because it is the skill of the officer, and the other 3 are passive. And then you unlock an expertise version of it that really gives you the added bonus. Okay, guys? Anyway, that's enough for this video. We'll concentrate a little bit more next time on specific things, each one of them. But I wanted to give you guys just a brief explanation of how you can rank up your units and what they can offer. Anyway, till next time, guys. Peace.